I'm so glad the Swifties finally see just the problems that are with Taylor Swift. I'm so glad it's coming to light.
Wait, the Swifties are actually like waking up to how crazy she is? I thought they would love her no matter what, though.
No, this latest album has shaken the fandom. A lot of people are saying that the Swifties are turning their back on Taylor Swift. I'm not seeing it fully, but I do see the tide shifting because her latest album was a complete flop. There are so many accusations that the songs are made from AI, or at the very least the lyrics are. And honestly, I hope there are, because the lyrics are just that bad.
What? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to the album and it just kind of feels like basic ass Taylor Swift, except for the song about Travis Kelce's penis. That part kind of got me a little bit.
Honestly, that's how I feel too. I think her music has just always been like this, and the Swifties are starting to notice it because her songs are less relatable now. I think at the end of the day, there are so many more talented artists who make similar topics of music that deserve the spotlight.
All I know is that this episode is probably gonna get us killed by all the Swifties, so I'm ready. I'm not gonna say anything as bad as they hopefully will get mad at me with, so protecting myself now, shielding up.
Joke's on you, Swifties. I don't even have a will to live.
Hey! Now that's how you stop all the haters. They can't hurt you. Honestly, if you want to hurt yourself more. Boom.
Honestly, that was always my mentality with a fight, is I was never afraid to get into a fight because it's a win-win for me either way. Either I win the fight or I finally been getting what I want since the 6th grade. And we ballin' after that.
Are you balling as hard as Taylor Swift, though, in her giant private jet flying around the country so she can go see Travis Kelce's big fucking wood?
Don't even get me started on her private jet. Because I think the penultimate issue when it comes to Taylor Swift is she doesn't care about us. She seriously does not care about us. Because if she genuinely cared about us, so many things would be different. And honestly, I respect the fact that she doesn't care about us. When you are a mega celebrity of such a high caliber, of course you're not going to care about every single individual. It's parasocial to think that she should. Like, when she got proposed to, so many of the Swifties were mad that they didn't know sooner. So many of the Swifties were mad that they're, like, not invited to the wedding and that they can't go feral over this. And I sort of sit there and I'm like, why would she? Like, yes, you give her money, but at the end of the day, you are not someone she has a close relationship with. And if you think you have a close relationship with a musician because you listen to their music, it's parasocial. It's absolutely parasocial.
What I'm trying to understand is, like, when did, like, this devotion to Taylor Swift even, like, start happening? Because, like, this is the one thing I never understood about, like, people who worship her. Like, the only other idol I could think of where people would go on their knees and be like, I love you, my God, please marry me, is, like, Michael Jackson. But even he had, like, his own fucking slew of issues.
What?
But Taylor,
have you never heard of K-pop stans?
Okay, I forgot. Okay, I also forgot about K-pop stans.
K-pop
but I'm
stans,
talking about the West
boy
mostly.
bands. No,
but like an individual, like Taylor,
no,
like
you're not
fans,
on girl side.
Okay,
you're
I'm not on the girl side
of media. You're not on the girl side of media.
Because I'm an alien.
Let me get on my soapbox. So I had this argument with an ex at one point because I dated a guy who his like hyperfixation was old school classical movies, like the classics, and a lot of the
Casablanca kind of thing.
Not that old.
Okay.
like typical boy movies, like
Chuck Norris,
Goodfellas,
okay.
The Clerks. So he was into classic movies like Goodfellas, The Clerks,
okay, he's got a little taste.
My Cousin Vinny movie. Well, yeah, it's boy taste. And I'm sitting here like, oh, well, have you seen classic movies like Mean Girls? Have you seen classic movies
I've watched
like
Mean Girls.
Heathers?
That I haven't watched, but I've definitely watched Mean Girl.
Yeah, well, Mean Girls, feminine classic. Legally Blonde, feminine classic.
Always
10
watch
Things
that
I
too.
Hate About You, feminine classic.
100 Days
Not
of Summer?
that every... Huh? Yeah, exactly.
She dies. It just says this mention
Casually
of the
dies.
movie.
Casually chokes and dies thinking about my ex. But he didn't watch any of these. And I'm sitting there like, but these are also movie classics. And that made me realize that there is a vast difference between female movie classic and male movie classic. Not that they're fully gender exclusive, but there are their two sides. There is pink media and there is blue media.
I can get on board with that. Okay.
Taylor Swift and a lot of her music is pink media. Like, I am not a huge Swiftie. I am also not a huge Taylor Swift hater either. I don't want to come off as like I'ma let you finish, but Nicki Minaj had the song. Like, I'm not that. I'm not on that level of Swiftie hater. But I am like a really again. But this is because I'm on the pink media side. I feel like everyone on blue media, they were able to dodge her up until she started dating Travis Kelce.
Oh, that's when she became green media, when she went in the middle.
I suppose so. I suppose we can call her green media. But she was always pink media. She's been pink media since her, like, one of her early songs, Romeo and Juliet, You Belong With Me. Like, those were some of the OG songs that sprung her into stardom. But I don't think that's when the Swiftie era officially happened. I think it was like the post Shake It Off era where she went like really viral when Swifties started to form. But above all, like, this isn't anything new. We saw this with Justin Bieber. I would say we even saw this a little with One Direction. Like, what women will fight for the people that they love.
I'm sure.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
If a
And
woman
especially
loves
hell
it,
hath no...
she will make sure she knows, and everyone knows that they love it.
Absolutely. And I see this with K-pop stans all the time. Some of my closest colleagues are K-pop stans, and I absolutely respect it, and I will just listen to their media and enjoy
But like, here's the difference though. There's
Mhm.
one big difference that I wanted to mention with Taylor Swift versus K-pop groups, because Taylor Swift is an individual, right? She's one lady, one white woman that gets all the people go crazy, right? Well, the K-pop groups are all individual, and some of them aren't even like super rich, I don't think, right? It's just kind of like a management thing. It's like all business there. It's all pure business. It's never like really some individual making all this crazy shit happen. It's a whole business. But Taylor Swift, like, I mean, yeah, she's rich as fuck, but one woman that everyone that just bows down to no matter what she does, and they will buy anything she puts out. Tells to be more like it's a cult, and I think I have a little problem with that.
No, it absolutely has turned into a cult, and so many people have gotten doxxed, they have gotten harassed, they've gotten attacked, and just because Taylor Swift sort of gives them the side eye, and this is sort of like the big like thing that everyone's on their toes about now, because a lot of people saw the beef that Katy Perry and Taylor Swift had and how it inspired her like Bad Blood album and how Katy got hit for that. Everyone sort of saw what happened with Kanye West and Kim K when Kanye West started going after her, and even Nicki Minaj sort of dealt with the fallout, even though I don't think there was a direct beef between the two of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, any Swifties in the audience, any Swift historians.
I mean, but I know the big ones. I know especially the Kanye one. I think most people were on Taylor's side for that one. The Nicki Minaj one, I really don't know much about, but I feel like I think no matter what, like whatever beef that Taylor Swift has gotten into, like the reason her fans don't let up, I think is mostly just because like those times she does get into beef, it's with people that kind of have wronged her in a way, and they will always just defend her no matter what. It's like, it's always going to be like, they will always flock to their beloved. But the real question is, why is that like trust fading now? Because you tell me like that people are actually mad now. I thought this would never happen.
So the Swifties are revolting for a multitude of reasons, but the overarching theme is that they were very disappointed by this album. They always look forward to the newest albums. They're always so excited. They're foaming at the mouth, but this one was just not it. And there's a few reasons why, but my big thing is Taylor Swift was always sort of relatable. I think about like when I was listening to Taylor Swift when I was young, and I think of the You Belong With Me era, and she was just sort of singing about like how she really wants to be with this person, and she's just like this sweet little girl. She's not like this big baddie. That's something every girl can relate to. I think that's a thing that a lot of guys can relate to.
Listen, I don't know. Taylor Swift is an interesting figure to me, because I feel like she's always been famous. You know what I mean? Like, she's been famous, like kind of like the Justin Bieber effect, where almost her entire life, she has been famous. And like, I think that's kind of why she just gives off the vibe of she doesn't give a fuck anymore. Because it's either you go crazy or you just become disconnected. And I don't think the thing is I never understood why people think she was like so relatable, because I've listened to a few of her songs, but I think the thing that people find relatable is because she talks about a fucking love all the time. Love songs are so relatable because everybody feels it, and she can boil it down no matter who it's with. But every time she has an ex, it's always a fucking celebrity. So I'm just sitting here like, were you ever actually relatable even then?
But I think the thing is, and the difference is, was she packaged it as relatable. Like,
it's like YouTube,
like Romeo and Juliet, You Belong With Me. A lot of these songs, even when she was having falling outs with like Katy Perry, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, Demi Lovato, no matter who it was still packaged as this like, I'm in my villain era. And many girls can relate to that. I tell my therapist all the time, I'm in my villain era. I'm in my vampire girl villain era. And it's same with romance, where every girl can sort of, or at least every like romantic oriented girl can relate to this desire of romance, this desire of yearning, this desire of wanting to be seen by your crush. And yes, at the end of the day, in her real life, these people were like super hot celebrities like Joe Jonas. Not every single one of us gets to date Joe Jonas or Harry Styles or whomever she was dating at that time. And overall, she still packaged these songs as very, very relatable. And you don't see that in this album. One of her songs is very overtly about her celebritydom. And the one thing I will say to Swifties is, what else did you expect from an album called Life of a Showgirl?
Not even that.
How
did you not see this coming any sooner?
I knew this wasn't going to be relatable.
But like, how did you not see this come any sooner? Because I feel like with her, like with Taylor Swift and any fan in general, like, I think Taylor Swift, the reason she doesn't care is because she knows she manipulates her fans. Because like, that's the only way I can think of it. And also, not to mention, one thing I should mention is like, so the entire fan base now only is waking up to this because they think the songs are bad. I thought the songs were pretty much the same as any other like Taylor Swift song. Is that really the only reason?
So I will agree, because I don't think Taylor Swift's lyrics were always that great, but I'm usually very particular about my lyrics in songs. Even a lot of my favorite singers, sometimes they have a lyric where I'm like, that's a little cringy. And I always thought a lot of her lyrics, even in some of my favorite songs, had a bit of a cringe element. And I think the only time it worked was when she like fully leaned into the cringe. I feel like with this album, I am like stopping and really cringing. And a lot of people are also commenting that she is very much pushing the envelope in the same way that Sabrina Carpenter does. But I think Sabrina Carpenter has like a poetic skill to it that Taylor Swift didn't have in this. I feel like the euphemisms that Sabrina has work a little bit better. And I think above all, she has established herself as this type of person, as not just the girl next door, but the slutty girl next door.
Oh, so it's like you're trying to compare Sabrina Carpenter to Taylor Swift. Do you think that's even a fair comparison to make?
That I'm not the one doing it. Other people are doing it. I'm taking this from what other people are saying. Other people are saying that she is trying to be like Sabrina Carpenter, and you can see it a lot in her lyrics. Like, there's like one cringy lyric in one of her songs where she's like, I got the biggest dick. And I'm like, Taylor, I would never have expected this from you.
She's trying to act dirty. She's trying to get to the horny side of her fan base, but she's not really tapping in really well.
But I also think I never went to Taylor Swift for horny. Not to say that she can't pivot, but there's gotta be a little more like awareness when you're pivoting like that. Like Sabrina Carpenter, she was always horny. Like I remember one of her first controversies was her song Feathers, where someone was like dying in an elevator and she was doing crazy ass shit in a church. Like she was always doing that. Or like I think Katy Perry's like another big one where like from the beginning she was shooting whipped cream out of her titties while singing with Snoop Dogg. She was singing about like kissing girls and how her exes are gay and shit like that. And she was always this provocative figure. And Lady Gaga is another big one. Always provocative. I do not think Taylor Swift was ever this provocative. I think she had a villain era, but I don't think it was a provocative
She's always had a somewhat brand friendly and pure like appearance. Even though she would make good music, she never really was the foul mouthed individual. She kept her shit a little Christian, if you know what I mean.
I think so. I think she was, and everyone said this, and they only said it more when she started dating Travis Kelce, that she is the girl next door. She is the all-American girl next door.
But she's the classic. In this context, she's like the Marilyn Monroe. She's like the old version now of like traditional.
No, absolutely. I think I would say she's even like beyond Marilyn Monroe, because Marilyn Monroe was still provocative in a lot of ways. She's America's sweetheart. This is who she ended up branding herself as, is America's sweetheart. And it only got further when she started dating Travis Kelce, a football player. And that's like the American dream, to be the cute, hot girl dating the super successful quarterback, sitting at his games with his little jacket, and you just sort of be there and look pretty. And she achieved that. Like, it was the celebrity equivalent of having the white picket fence with 2.5 children.
So what I'm hearing is that Taylor Swift is trying to rebrand, but like from traditional white woman to horny white woman. Is that what she's trying to go? Is that the route she's trying to go in now?
I think that is a good way to put it. It's almost like she's having her Miley Cyrus crash out era.
But like more sophisticated and more well thought out, I guess. This. What?
No.
She didn't plan this?
I wish I could say it was... Well, I will say she's not sitting here naked on a wrecking ball. At least not yet.
Not yet. Oh, dear God.
But I do think she got too far in her career, and she really, really established her career. And this is the same critique that a lot of women who sort of typecast themselves sort of fall into. We see it with Megan Fox. We saw it with Sydney Sweeney. In their case, they were already sexual, but when they're trying to not be sexual, they sort of struggle to get out of it. And I think Taylor Swift is sort of doing this a little too late. But I think a lot of it is when you have cringy lyrics, when it's a relatable, you're able to get away with it. You're able to at least get a few people who are like, oh, they don't realize it's cringy because they're like, you know what? That's how I feel.
You know what I smell?
Now, what?
I smell, because she doesn't care, right? She's already reached the peak of her career. Like, I feel like at this point, nothing she would do wrong, because she's built her cult following, she wouldn't think that it would even matter. It wouldn't rock the boat. Whatever she does, she doesn't care. At this point, it's not even about rebrand. It's just that I can say whatever the fuck I want. Beep, boop, bop. Whatever I put out there will never be as good as you guys will never like what I did before. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna post whatever. You guys will just give me money. Because I even heard like during this album sale, another reason why the fans are like fucking angry is because she's just kind of reselling more bullshit, like more records. Like, hey, you gotta buy this record if you want to get the additional song, and then you gotta buy this record after this with another exclusive additional song. And like the merch effect now has just kind of become so overwhelming. And I think even now the fans with trying to be a little bit more money conscious are like, well, is it worth buying another $60 vinyl disc when I don't have a music player for it? Like, I don't know if that's worth it. I don't think this collectible's worth it anymore.
Yeah, I think especially, and this is going to be a weird tie-in. Hang on, people. I think the Labubu's caused this.
What?
I think the Labubu's caused this.
What does that have to do with Labubu's?
Hear me out. I don't think it's just Labubu's. I think it's Pokemon cards. I think it's Labubu's. I think it's Coach. I think it's anything that is collectible, even like on an Hermes level. I think we have really been in a consumerist era, and Taylor Swift is seeing this and she's like, oh yeah, I could totally get away with it. If these suckers buy like $300 worth of Labubus, they will buy like 7 versions of the same album just because I have like a 5-second difference between the songs in each of the albums. I could trick them all. And I do think that there is an element of that, especially because she's one of the few celebrities where music is a big chunk of her career. Like, she doesn't really have a lot of other businesses. Like, Rihanna is a big example where she has her music, but she also has her beauty brand. Lizzo, she has her music, but she also has a fashion brand. Ariana Grande, she has her music, but she also has a makeup brand. Selena Gomez, she has her music, but she also has a makeup brand. And a lot of female celebrities will have that secondary source of income when they're not making music. For Taylor Swift, it is very much her music and her merch sales. And I do agree with you that I think she threw out this album sort of being like, you'll just eat whatever slop I give you.
Yes,
however, I do
slop.
want to give her credit. I do think a lot of this is rooted in her feelings, because I think if this album was, you just will eat whatever slop I give you, I think it would have done well, because she would have been like, what's the most basic, relatable thing I can sing about? But you can tell in this album that a lot of this is about her and her current experiences. And that's what makes it flop. Because at least, and this sort of goes with the America Sweetheart theory that many people have, really, is she was really built off of relatability. Even if you don't think she was ever relatable, she was built off of relatability the same way Emma Chamberlain was. And as we saw with Emma Chamberlain, she grew off of relatability, but then she started hanging out with celebrities, she started interviewing them, she started working with high-end fashion brands like Louis Vuitton, she started like having her own businesses, and now her brand is no longer relatability, because I can't relate to someone who just casually is friends with Jack Harlow. I can't relate to someone who has this huge coffee brand. I can't relate to someone who is in the high fashion industry now. I don't have any relatability to that. And
so you know what, that leaves only one other thing, right? So it's like, you either like create a creative individual for one of two things. You either think that they are entertaining, or you find something that you can connect with them on, whether it's a subject or whatnot. Taylor Swift, yeah, the feeling, the emotion of the love, oh my gosh, my boyfriend did this, my ex was a weird guy, this ex is an asshole, whatever narrative she can, because I feel like every girl has gone through that, right? But now, at this point, there is nothing left. And it is now just what she feels like. And you can see she's talking about family with eldest daughter. Like, she's like, hey bro, I'm thinking about family with this man. Like, I'm already riding off into the sunset.
No,
okay?
This isn't about family.
Oh, is it not? Okay.
No. And I think we should get into the lyrics, because there are a lot of accusations too that her songs were made with AI or AI assistants. And all I can say is, God, I hope so. Because some of these are really cringy and really bad. I think some of this has to do with eldest daughter syndrome, and I think this is one where she was trying to, like, make it relatable. However, I know the Swifties will have the whole Swiftie lore, and again, roast me in the comments. I'm not even a Swiftie. I just casually know her life. But I was sort of reading these lyrics, and I was like, there's no way that it could be this bad.
Let's see. It can't be that bad.
This is the beginning. Everyone's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes. sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. When you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie.
What? Wait, what? I honestly did not listen to this album properly. I did not even listen to any of these lyrics, did I?
You lose me when you start using trolling and memes in a song. And I think because she got away with it in Shake It Off, she thinks she can do it all the time. I don't like this. I do not like this in music. Unless you were like BB No Money, where your entire like music genre is built off of this, or JD and Vance, where your entire brands are sort of built on being alongside memes, or even like Lorb or like other internet celebrities where
anything that isn't mainstream. You can't do it if you're mainstream.
This is very much giving like my mom.
How do you do, fellow
in
kids?
Front of me. Exactly. It's very much giving like, how are you, my fellow kids? Especially because this isn't language that her audience is using. Like, they might be using some slang, like slay or whatever it may be, but this is not what they're using.
So you think she's trying to go after, she knows that only her Taylor Swiftie fans are all older girls, and she's looking for like to go back with the younger kids. Like, it's like she's trying to be the Barbie now and like get everyone to be interested in her. Like at a younger age.
I wouldn't say that because I think she does have a wide variety of fans. I think she does have younger fans and she does have older fans. I think this is sort of her just trying to vent. There was another song.
She's like, I hate online
It was
bulliers.
the one where she collaborated with Glad. And it was controversial because they were like, why do you condone the gays, Taylor Swift? And she's like, because they're gay and they pay me money. Of course I love the gays. Taylor Swift.
I don't know. But while she's looking that up, I still don't understand how Taylor Swift can even be this relevant for this long. Because I feel like now...
Oh, you need to calm down.
Oh,
that was the song.
What do you mean? Oh, I thought you were telling me to calm down. I was like, what do you mean? I was just getting started. Don't tell me to calm down. But what I was trying to do before, though, is like, when you have Taylor Swift, who's just been at it for so long, I just sit there like, how the fuck do you still enjoy listening to her? Especially if it's because you like her as an artist. It's like artists that are most relevant are the ones that go through a lot of struggle and pain and are able to project that in their art. But after Taylor Swift just won the game of life because now she is fucking billionaire, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna care about any of your art now because now it is just brand. It is just product. And that's, again, I think, Robyn, you also know this. You can even clearly tell. And now the Swifties can tell. This is clearly just what it is. It's just nothing more than a sham, possibly.
But she did this in her old song. It wasn't as overt like it was in that song, but this is one of her older songs, You Need to Calm Down. This came out 2019, pre-COVID. And she was like, you are somebody that I don't know. You're taking shots at me like it's Patron. And I'm like, damn, it's 7 a.m. No, she said Patron in the song.
Okay.
Like, that is how she pronounced it.
Okay.
Say it in the street, that's a knockout. But you say it in a tweet, that's a cop-out. Like, which is immediately dated because it's not called tweet anymore.
Well, I mean,
like,
what do you call it? X video? Call it an X?
An X.
I sent an X video to my friend. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
But this was like another one where it was like, okay, this is just Taylor Swift sort of just talking about Taylor Swift and like what she went through. But I feel like this is a concentrated version of that where it's so much at once. It's so much old internet slang at once. You're sort of like poison shocked by it. It's a little rough. And I don't think it's necessary, and I think it ultimately, like, dates your song.
I think any song that has any reference to the real world, or, like, references to, like, the time, I guess, it's really dependent on what the art piece is. Like, what is the art of it? And I feel like with anything that's, like, in the early 2010s, 2000s, that's when self-referential stuff became so self-aware. And like all this shit. So like, it depends. It really does depend on the song, in my opinion, because sometimes it's interesting to hear what they sounded like what they would make something sound like back then in reference to that. I don't know. Yeah. I think in this case, though, it's like in a weird gap where it's like it seems very cringe. It is now. There's like a level you hit when it comes to songs. and she hits the cringe side.
I also feel like as an eldest daughter, and maybe this song isn't supposed to be about eldest daughters. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the song Eldest Daughter has nothing to do with eldest daughters. But as I was like going through the song, I was like, it was like this era, like the verse 2, I was like, okay, I don't like totally relate to it, but it's sort of like a cute setup. And then, like, you get into the pre-chorus where she's, like, talking about, like, every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. This line makes me want to throw up. So we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire.
I don't get it.
We looked fired. Like, we slayed. Like, we looked pretty.
Oh, that's what she was trying to say?
So every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter.
We look so
we all
fire.
dressed up as wolves. And I don't like that. I sit there and I'm this doesn't make me feel empowered.
No, this is just cringe. This pulls me out. I hate the white woman song. Get me out of here, please.
And I think
take me somewhere better.
What confuses me is that it then jumps here is like we lie back, a beautiful time lapse, Ferris wheel kisses lilacs, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm confused. Should I be mad at the internet? Should I be in my eldest daughter rage era? Or should I be yearning for romance? I feel like this song in particular really has no concentration. And this is me just going off of the lyrics. This, like, at least for me, lyrics is a big thing. A lot of my favorite songs is merely based off of the lyrics, and because I can sort of follow the story, I can follow the thematics. You can't do that with this because there's no sense of concentration.
I think this, honestly, I was trying to understand what the AI, like, allegation even would be. But I'm starting to realize maybe the AI was used to just think of the theme of the album. It's like, think about it like this. If you were to ask AI, make me a song like Taylor Swift would about like, about like the times or whatever, or how much like my life sucks. And then I can imagine AI coming up with these lyrics because you're right. It is completely disjointed. AI would never be as clear and concise for a song like this. So, hey, honestly, would not be surprised. But I also think that if she did, that is completely stupid.
So, like, another big one that people are talking about is Wood. Because it is about Travis Kelce and his
penis. Dick. That's what I heard about, too.
And it is, like, this is not even the only haha penis one. But this one is, like, very overtly about Taylor Swift. And honestly, I do love a good sexy song. One of my favorite songs that, like, instantly gets me going, Megan Thee Stallion's Find Out. Like, and that is just overtly about fucking. Or I really like Doja Cat's, what's the one that's sort of
Moo.
About cheating?
The cow?
No.
Oh, never mind.
No, Moo does not turn me on.
What? I thought it would. Milky's.
I can't stop but look the other way.
Are you just gonna sing?
I'm trying to figure out what the song is.
Oh, how cute. Oh, nicely. Just going and singing the song to figure it out. How did that turn out for you? Where's the Pandora effect? I'm going to think about it
in the end. But there is a Doja Cat song that, again, has a very similar vibe. I think she, like, works with The Weeknd on it, and the extended version is great. And there is nothing, or even like Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter has all these tongue-in-cheek songs about fucking. Juno's a classic one. I love In a Minute, or not In a Minute. In a Minute is a poppy song. I can do a lot.
Oh, there it goes.
Minutes,
there she goes, guys. Guess what song she's singing?
Funny business. But like Sabrina, that one I love. Or Busy Woman. I love Busy Woman, especially as a busy woman who also wants to have my escapades. But this one is like a little unrelatable and a little like weird. I'm trying to think what I'm hearing specifically.
What I'm hearing right now is like, if the Swifties were disappointed with this really lacking lyrics, that means their minds are opening, okay? Their minds are starting to crack, and maybe they'll come crawling out now of the Taylor Swift prison that they've put themselves in. So the real question is...
A curse on me was broken by your magic wand. Ah!
What? Is that actually a line that she said? Wow.
Yes. This is in the pre-chorus. She says it like twice, I think.
She's like, sit on my magic wand.
The first one is fingers crossed.
Oh boy. Well, I was gonna say
Redwood Tree,
there
it
it is.
ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. She had to say it twice to really get it and understand it. And new heights of manhood. I ain't gonna knock on wood.
Ha ha ha. Thank you, Travis
Girls,
Kelce.
I don't need to catch a bouquet because to know a hard rock is on the way, which honestly just makes me think of like you're at a wedding, you're getting ready to catch a bouquet, and then like some shithead flower girl just takes the rock, bounces it up a little bit, fucking whips it at Taylor Swift's face. Red lipstick stains the rock as she rips it off the face, cartoon style.
I'm just having a hard time just visualizing that right now. Oh god.
But it's like, and this I can't even hate at, but I don't know. I think the beauty of sexual songs is you feel sexual along with them.
So you're saying what I'm basically hearing is this is fucking music. This is the songs you're playing in the bedroom.
Was her attempt at fucking music. At least that's what it comes off to me.
That's how you got
Because usually when you are talking about sex, I either want to find out what the effect this had on you and like how it led you in life, or I want to be able to relate to it so that when I get my 4chan hookup, my little STEM major, I turn on Megan Thee Stallion and I start bending him over. And that's what I sort of like about a lot of other like sexy artists, is that I sit there and like when I'm alone in my room, I can dance along with the songs, feel myself up. I imagine I'm like on Love Island with one of like those heart race challenges, even though I will never be on Love Island no matter how much I dream.
Is this how you experience
music? And
music?
I think about me
Because this is not how I experience my music. You know what I usually do? I just lay down in bed, AirPods in, just blasting Hunter Gex. That's how I feel. I cry every time I listen to Hunter Gex.
I throw it back. My butt cheeks hit the floor to the ceiling because I'm just going at it.
I'm a crycore vibe man.
I put my high heels, I put my stripper heels on, and I start just dancing in my room, practicing what my routine would have been if I didn't have tattoos on my legs.
Okay, you know what? Now that we have this opportunity to talk about other artists, the Taylor Swift fans, I think you've already understood. I know you all were listening this entire time. I'm sure you all haven't left a hate comment and left by now. But if you are still here, clearly the facts are laid out straight. Taylor Swift was never there for you, and you should stop being there for her. If we could provide you perhaps with some replacement music to tickle your ears with, to fill the void, what do you think we should, what do you think we should suggest, Robyn?
I have a list, and I feel free to jump in. The first one I actually want to start with is Eldest Daughter, because I am assuming that this is supposed to be like another female villain arc song, especially from the beginning where she's like, you know what, I'm gonna be a cold woman. And
I'm gonna be a bad
she's like
bitch.
Trying to have, but I'm not a bad bitch and this isn't savage. So many traitors, smooth operators. There are a lot of like revenge songs like that. And when I was reading these lyrics, and the one thing I will say is these suggestions are based off of the themes and the lyrics. And a lot of them are like, okay, if I wanted to listen to a similar song, what would I normally listen to? And when I look at the lyrics for Eldest Daughter, it's a song where I want to feel like mean and empowered. And the first song that I thought of when I saw this is So Mean by Poppy. This was one of the first songs that she had when she entered her metal era. I know it's not the same genre. I know this is probably like an acoustic guitar.
I was gonna say you're assuming a Swiftie is gonna go straight into some metal. That is a hard fucking pass for them.
No, I don't care, because Poppy used to do music like Taylor Swift, where it was indie style on a guitar. She did pop music. I think I can convert these girls to metal music. But I will also say this song is more rock than it is metal. And I'm going to say now, these aren't the same genres. I think very few of these songs are the same genres, but I think at the end of the day, you need to spread your horizons. Because the one thing I will say before I really get into my list, I do not think Taylor Swift would have been getting as much flack as she did if these were rock songs. If these were rock songs, she would be popping off.
Honestly,
and
I actually wouldn't mind that.
There's one song in particular. It's the one where she disses Charlie XCX. I was like, oh my gosh, this would be a bomb-ass rock song. But because it's pop, it's not good. But I would suggest for Eldest Daughter, So Mean by Poppy. It's like a good, like, angsty female song, and it's got like that sweetness to it. The chorus is like, how did you get so mean?
Oh my God.
Mean. And it's got like this nice moodiness to it, which really helps me with my Mean Girl era. However, if you want something that's still like a little more upbeat, but a little empowering, but sort of acknowledges that you're doing a lot, I discovered this band recently. I would suggest Supergirl by Post Sex Nachos. Great band name, by the way.
I was gonna say, sounds very underground.
I don't think they're that underground. Supergirl is one of their newer songs, at least as of right now when we're recording this. But it's great. It's these guys singing like about a girl and just being like, you don't have to do all this stuff. You don't have to be a Supergirl. And it's so much fun.
We're gonna get so many copyright strikes.
I know, because it's me singing in it.
No, it's me complimenting you. You know, it's me complimenting. You're singing the song so well.
Thanks.
It just sounds exactly like the actual song.
I hear the sarcasm in your voice.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
The Golden Gate Bridge is calling me. The Golden Gate Bridge is calling me.
Whoa. You don't gotta jump off any bridges. Don't you stress.
But especially like for bad bitch songs, there's a lot. But those were the two that are closest to the thematics. So I think those are like the ones where it's like, those would be a really, really great pivot for that.
You know what's really funny that you mentioned about Taylor Swift? Like, I, funnily enough, kind of agree with you that Taylor Swift would do really fucking well with metal. Because here's the thing. There's this fucking band that I listen to called I Prevail. And I remember, like, they make like really good, like, fucking, you know, metal, rock, you know, like just I love their style a lot, right? And they had a song where they basically were singing a Taylor Swift cover. But when I was listening to it, I didn't know it was a Taylor Swift cover. I just felt that it sounded familiar. And then I found out that this song was actually a Taylor Swift cover. I was like, wait, what the fuck? So your theory, Robyn, of Taylor Swift potentially being a really good rock artist or any rock artist, I think it's possible. 100% think it's possible.
Oh, Rain Paris.
Blank Space. They did Blank Space. It's one of their most popular songs is when they did Blank Space.
So this is another artist if you are like interested in delving into rock, but you're scared to stray away from what you like, listen to Rain Paris. She has a lot of her own music, but she does a lot of rock covers. Lately, she's been doing the K-pop Demon Hunters. I would not be surprised if she does the Taylor Swift ones. So I'm going to be looking closely to see how she does it, because there are a lot of songs where I'm like, if this was a rock song, this would be a banger. I would even say Wood is a little bit like that. It gives very much, oh my gosh, like a Hailstorm vibe.
Do you have any sex song to replace this, though? I feel like this sex song is the best sex song to ever have sex.
Well, okay. If we are just talking about sheer sex songs, I don't know about you, Find Out by Megan Thee Stallion gets me in the mood. Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Get up in these insides. Don't worry about my ring size. Laid out on this king size. Like, how the fuck we got here? Huh?
That gets you going.
Dude, the beat, so good.
Okay, boys,
good.
You know what to do now. You know what song to blast to get her two pancakes go flopping.
That song comes on, And I'm immediately on. But the Wood was the song that got me thinking, like, wait, these are just so similar to other songs I already listened to. The song I would recommend, and I almost don't have any other recommendation, but there are, like, other, like, horny songs like this. I would recommend Using You by Mars Argo. Mars Argo does not make any more music. Using You is, like, one of her few songs that you can find on the internet. But it is very similar, where it's sort of talking about this guy that she's supposed to be, like, trepidatious about. In Mars Argo's song, it's people warning her about the guy. In this case, it's Taylor Swift being on edge about the guy herself without other people, like, saying anything. But Mars Argo has a lot of, like, similar innuendos. What's with these homies who be dissing my boy? Do they know?
Oh, there we go again with the singing. Gotta tell yourself what the song is by singing it so you can remember it.
Using you for pleasure. I'm trying to think of, like, the come innuendo she has. I'm trying to think of what the lyrics are before that.
Yes. Think about come more, Robyn. Yes. That's what you want to think about.
But it is a really, really good, like, and I think it is probably one of the ones that is a little more similar to Taylor Swift's style. It's very indie. There's not as much guitar. I think it's still classified as rock, but it's like rock, but it's not like what you think of when you think rock.
Yeah.
But if you like Wood, or you want something similar to Wood, Using You by Mars Argo. And I think in general, you would like a lot of Mars Argo. You would like a lot of early Poppy. This is another one. She doesn't have a lot of songs that are similar to Life of the Showgirl, but she does have a lot of songs that are similar in style. Faye Webster. I love Faye Webster. I eat whatever she gives me. She was the one who did the viral TikTok audio, Kingston. The day that I met you.
I've never seen this woman.
You're crazy.
What? Listen. I'm also just learning about these new, like, these little characters, these titular characters that keep spawning into this music scene. Like, I know Clairo. I've seen Clairo before. I know her music. Like, come on.
Well, Faye Webster.
Okay.
Objectively better.
Okay, I see how it is.
But there are just a lot of, like, really good female guitar artists. Next, I want to move on to Ruin Your Friendship, because this is another one that I have a very solid stance on. And again, this one's another TikTok audio that I'm recommending. But I liked the band before the TikTok audio was real. I freaking love them so much. And you know what? I have a backup song for it. But this one, before I get into the song recommendation, this is another, like, sort of unrelatable one where she's just talking about richness. And this one is also definitely a fucking one. I think this one is better. This one really got me. The verse 2 is shiny wood floors, underneath my feet, disco balls making it look cheap, have fun, it's prom, blah, 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 blah. And you see me, you're looking at me. It was not an invitation, but as the 50 Cent song played, 50 Cent was the artist you chose? That is not someone who I think of when I think of the Taylor Swift brand. And I think
he's
of,
wholesome.
like,
50 Cent is wholesome. He's a wholesome guy. Just don't fuck with him.
I'm just, like, thinking, like, what is it? Candy shop? Like, were you, like, throwing it back at prom? The guys didn't like me enough that I was throwing it back at prom.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
That's the shit they're going with.
Like no, that's the replacement song. Just listen to 50 Cent.
There you go. Boom. We got your solution. That's the right replacement.
What I got.
Guys, listen, Swifties, just
you can have it your way. Look at you.
You gotta open your minds, guys. Okay, just open your minds to more kinds of music. That's all that matters. And this is your excuse. You guys have been freed from the shackles of mediocrity, okay? Once you are freed from the shackles of mediocre shit and mainstream shit, you realize the indie and smaller scene is just way more fun.
That is true. I think if I could recommend any band, and I don't think they could be a bigger polar opposite to Taylor Swift, but I would recommend Bloody Wood.
Bloodywood, dude. Everybody listen to me.
Opposite musician.
Robyn hooked me up on Bloodywood. Best music I've heard in such a long time. It is Indian metal, and I never thought I needed that in my life.
Dude, if you want niche music, I am the person for you. I think that I do know a lot of big name bands, but there are like, I know a band that no one else knows about except like my coworker and I. And the only way I was able to get the music was from a DVD. But that's a topic for later.
You have a DVD? You have a DVD of some unknown band?
I downloaded it from a DVD about some unknown band. I do not own the DVD itself.
That is like the most 90s vibe thing I've ever heard. Like that is such like a
technically they are from the 90s.
That is a millennial ass shit. Damn.
It is great. It is great. So, Ruin the Friendship, the vibe that I get, for me, I couldn't really get whether this was about ruining a friendship or just sort of like getting your freak on. I think it was a bit of both. But what this song really, really reminded me of is Studio Killers. And the one song that went viral for them was Jenny, the I wanna ruin our friendship, we should be lovers instead.
Oh yeah, sing it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm having my Gabby Hanna moment.
Your Gabby Hanna crash out?
My
Taylor
Gabby
Swift?
Hanna... No, not crash out, but like when she sings, like, Monster.
I'm sure that's the evil spell you have to say that cursed us just recording this episode so far.
Honestly, for anyone who doesn't know in the background, my computer was just not having it tonight.
No. Her computer died. Her mom was trying to vacuum at 10 p.m. at night. Her dog, as per usual, has to scream and shout whenever she has to say anything important.
Levi had to give her commentary. But the song this is definitely most similar to is Jenny, the I Want to Ruin My Friendship one. They even rebranded it to be like that. But actually, a better song that I recommend for you that is also by them is Valentine. That is a great song. And the theme of it is like, you are into this person, but you could never really be with them. Was it all the drinks from another cake? Never the same.
Man,
I really, really like you.
Never getting old. Why do you keep singing more and longer each time?
But you can never be your Valentine.
You don't need to keep singing.
Shut up.
You could just sing in your head, Robyn.
No, I need the people to know. I need the people to know how great these songs are by my terrible singing.
This is how you lose people.
Shut up. You know what? There's gonna be some fucker out there who's like, Robyn, you're singing so terrible, but I love it. It gave me a boner. And I'm gonna be like, you come here, baby boy, let me serenade you.
Why you keep trying to like get horny with every single viewer? Like, I don't know why you keep doing this to yourself. Just like,
'cause I
abstain.
No. I
you heard it here, folks. She'll fuck you no matter what.
Refuse to. Damn.
Wood will be playing in the background. She'll be going off.
But, yes, this was like a big one where I was like, oh, you know what? This is just a Studio Killer song, and they would have done it way, way better. There's another one that is not on this list here. Give me un momento, por favor.
Oh, por favor.
Por favor. Because it's not this one I want to do yet. It's the one that has been going viral because it's a dig at Charlie XCX. Called Actually Romantic. Where the heck is it? Don't make me search it.
Oh, Actually Romantic. I found it. So this is the song. Okay, I found it. So Actually Romantic. I did listen to this song. I kind of thought the song was mid. I don't know. I don't really care.
So the reason why everyone's going crazy for it right now is because it was a call out to Charlie XCX, which was sort of like the beef that no one was expecting. And the song is this one I felt like was like really the cringiest one. It starts off with, I heard you call me boring Barbie when the cokes got you brave. High-fived my ex when you said you're glad he ghosted me. Wrote a song saying it makes you sick to see my face. Some people might be offended, but actually I think it's sweet. All the time you spent on me, it's honestly wild. And this was the song where I was like, wait, if this was a rock song, I think I would actually, like, it reminds me a lot of All American Rejects. It wasn't the song that I was really going to relate it to, but it definitely reminds me a lot of, like, Gives You Hell by All American Rejects. Except that song is, like, a little more romantic. But this is also the one where I feel like this is the most different. Not that, like, she hasn't done a song about roasting a friend, but this is definitely one very hyper-specific about having someone, like, talk to you behind your back and, like chitter-chatter with your ex, which I thought was, like, the most interesting. But this one definitely needs to be turned into a rock song.
Honestly, if she used AI to make any of this, we should just throw this into an AI and see if it actually could spit out a Taylor Swift rock song.
No, I'd rather just throw my money at Rain Paris. I'd rather be like, make this one. Because I hear it, I'm like, heard you call me boring Barbie, da-na-na-na-na-na, when the cold card you brave.
We need a poppy cover of this song now. We need a whole metal rock cover of this. I mean, honestly speaking, like, that just comes to show that Taylor just doesn't care. She really just does not care. She's not even experimenting, trying to go outside her reach. She really is just kind of content, having the time of her life flying on her private jet and fucking that Travis Kelce cock. That is what she cares about at all now.
It is literally crazy. It is crazy and it's insane. But I do want to hit you with my recommendation for this one. This one, I have to say, it was harder to find a recommendation. I would say Dark Dark World by Poppy. This is definitely more into her metal era, but it is definitely one of the similar ones. My issue is that the most similar song that I know to this is that extremely niche band. So my coworker introduced me to this band. He is like in his like 40s, and when he was in high school, he had a bunch of fellow friends who made this band called the Offbeats, and their music is great. It is like if South Park made a band. It is fantastic.
What is that supposed to mean?
They have like a song called 42, and it's to a girl who like sucks and fucks every guy, no matter who they are. And they're singing about how they just want to be 42. And then there's another one called Trisexuals, which is a little more of an offensive one where they're sort of like, hey, we're all sort of fucking everyone, so I'm a trisexual. I'll fuck anything you put in my way. And they do like a lot of comedic stuff. They do have a few genuine songs, and one of them is the song Keep in Touch, which the overall theme of it is like, they're like this, it's the end of high school. You're sitting there and you're giving your hugs, your hags, your goodbyes, and you're like diverging on these paths. And it's sort of like when you politely tell someone like, oh yeah, keep in touch, man. Let me know when you're free. We'll definitely hang out. And it's them sort of being like, no, obviously I don't want to keep in touch with you. You're not a good friend. Why are you showing up to my shows? I don't know who you are. And it is a great, great song.
You know what? All I know is that I have some good recommendations now. Is that all of them?
That is, I could go on more about the other recommendations, and I would especially love to spend a whole podcast episode just giving people my niche music recommendations.
Honestly, I'm down for that. We should make an entire pitch deck for each of these niche bands and why you should listen to them, because I also have a couple niche bands that I really like.
Yes, we need to do that. And also, if people are interested, I will post the music of this super hidden band online so that everyone else can enjoy it with me, because I need people to enjoy these songs with me. I can't be driving home from work, like, screaming, like, yeah, we should be friends, just never call me again, I never liked you that much.
We don't know that song, Robyn. I don't know what song that is. Never heard of it.
You could. I have it deep in the pits of my music app. I will share them. I have it illegally downloaded as I do everything else, and this is
Uh-oh.
why I don't have Spotify.
And this is why she's a filthy pirate.
Exactly. I'm a filthy pirate, and I want to share my doubloons with all of you. So I honestly beg you, please, someone in the comments ask for the song.
You could just get it yourself by just burning it out and on to upload it. You gotta burn it and
Dude,
then you upload it, and then we can all hear it. You're gonna pirate somebody's song.
All I need to do is upload. All I have to do is upload it. But I want to know that people want it. I want them to ask nicely.
They have to first. I think they have to get a taste for it. So I would say, wait, beg Robyn, please, to upload this little song if you wanted to listen to it. But for now, Taylor Swift is cooked. We are just as cooked, though. And you should click on a video on screen because you love us more than Taylor Swift, I assume.
Click another video.